Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 24 of your daily dose of inspiration. And thanks so much for joining me today. I am Angela Joe, and your host for this journey together. Can't believe it's only a week left for the month. Unbelievable, and the first quarter of the year. So, anyway, today's topic is about disappointments and how we can look at disappointments as possibly they're disguised as reappointments for something greater. So it's inevitable. Everyone in life eventually is going to have a disappointment or two or more or a lot. Okay. And it's just something that happens in life. And it is really about what, not what happens to us, but how we look at it and not allowing it to affect us as dramatically, not letting that storm inside us, so to say. So, it could be from losing hope about maybe you had a business or a dream job or something and it didn't work out anymore. Or possibly it's a relationship that went south and, that's a huge disappointment. Or possibly it's a loss in some area of your life that really hits hard. And no matter what it is, let's face it, let's be real, it ain't easy, right? It really hurts. It hurts our souls. And sometimes we just feel like we've been punched in the gut. So, you know, how do we deal with this? Well, I'll tell you one way that I know, I don't know about you if you've ever done this, but sometimes you throw the biggest pity party ever. And what happens? Sometimes nobody shows up, right? And there's another disappointment because nobody is there. But in all honesty, how do we handle these disappointments? So a couple ideas on how we look at disappointments for what they are and how we can work our way through them a little bit easier for the possibility of what it is and then what could possibly become of it as we get to the other side. So here's just a couple things to consider. Number one, how do we do disappointment well? Okay, what does that look like for us? How do we actually embrace disappointment and do it well? So the first thing to consider, this is actually number one, is once we accept it, once we settle into it, take a breath and kind of look at it for what it is, instead of asking, why did this happen to me? It's always about me. What about me? Why did this happen? Change that one little word of the why to what. What can I learn from this? How is this making me braver, making me better, making me stronger? What is going to be on the other side of this? Almost like looking ahead and saying, okay, this happened. Now what? What am I learning from this to become more resilient? There's always lessons in it. So, how we're looking at it, how it's going to shape our perspective to think about it differently is key. The second is gratitude versus grumbling. Now, I know we love to just complain and grumble, but it really doesn't do us that much good. Sometimes, I've heard it said before, and I've said this to people, okay, I'm going to give you like a half an hour, go grumble, and then come back to me and we'll talk it through. So, sometimes you just need to do that, but to consider the possibility that maybe this disappointment is actually keeping you from a bigger disappointment down the road. So, think about this. Has it ever happened to you where you're so disappointed that something happened, that you had an experience that you really, 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 were so excited about and then it fell through, or just, where you really wanted something and a month or two later, whatever that was, all of a sudden something else happened and you're like, oh my goodness. And it was really, really bad. And it prevented you from, if you had not had the disappointment, you would have been in that situation. Then what? The grumbling then turns to gratitude. It's like, thank God that didn't happen, or thank God that position didn't come that my way, or that opportunity, or whatever it was. So sometimes it might be saving you from a bigger disappointment. So that's the second thing. The third is maybe it's a trust factor. Maybe knowing that everything truly, truly does happen for a reason. This did not happen because something better is coming down the road. Maybe that disappointment is truly a disguise for a reappointment that is greater and bigger and better than anything you can possibly imagine or even create in your mind. That's called faith. That's called hope. That's called trust. That's called belief that every single thing happens for a reason. So disappointments are inevitable. Okay. They're going to come our way. It's up to us to say, you know what? How can I let this shape me and refine me? How can I grow from this? How can I take the I out of being bitter to make it better for something, knowing that something bigger and better is going to come down the road? That you're going to learn from this disappointment, and it could just be disguised as something greater for the next appointment for your life. So thanks again for joining me here. Hope that helps a little bit when you're facing any disappointments. And always remember that your talent is a gift from God, and what you do with it is your gift back to Him. So thanks again, and we will be together tomorrow, same place, kind of around the same time. Been kind of scheduling off a little here around noon, but just being real. All right, take care, everybody, and have a great rest of the day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.